Well, good morning, Don. Nice
Hi,
to
Frank.
see you.
Great to see you. It's been another year, right?
It has. And here we are ready for our annual Norfolk Lions Community Day.
Coming up on June 9th this year.
20th.
20th Annual Community Day. Boy, that's amazing. 20 years.
And think of all the families that have been affected by this great event.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. And unfortunately, last year's was rained out, but this year we know we're looking at a really nice day.
Yeah. Always optimistic.
Absolutely. It's for those of you who haven't been to the Norfolk Community Day, this has been an annual event. It's held, it'll be held on Saturday on June 9th at the Holmes, we call it the Holmes Entertainment Complex, but it's actually the Holmes Transportation Complex on Myrtle Street. They're very, very generous to donate all of their property to have this huge event take place with all the different rides, attractions, amusements, etc. that we'll talk about. And we certainly do thank the Holmes family for their generosity.
We really do. Anytime you can entertain 2,500 to 3,000 residents of the community, you know that that's a great contribution.
Absolutely, absolutely. The time this year, Saturday on June 9th, the time is from 11:30 to 4. So maybe we should walk through a little bit about some of the events.
Let's talk about the agenda.
Okay.
One of the things I like is the fact that there's something for everybody. We've got bouncy rides for the little kids. Everybody loves the moonwalk and the obstacle course for the little tiny ones. And then there's the train ride. Another thing that the Holmeses provide for little tiny kids. I know I bring my granddaughter, who's only 2.5, and she fits right into that little train.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, that train ride is terrific. You get the little train, and then you have the regular miniature train that the adults and the kids can go in. We are going to have some antique cars for people to walk around and look at. We're going to have farm animals. I know that the 4-H will be there, and there'll be some pony rides. And then there's all types of things for kids, like face painting and games, and little things like where you take the ducks and take them out of the water, and you look at a number and then you win a lollipop or something. All these little things. What are the things that when we started Community Day back 20 years ago, the objective was for a family of 4 to be able to have a great time for $25 or less.
That's right.
And Frank, we're still pretty much where we charge $5 to park. And that's the same price that we charged in 1992.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't get much more of a value than that. That's terrific. And there's always this idea of going backward to the day when, I think, when we were kids, cotton candy, ice cream on a stick, hot dogs. Oh, that just makes the summer day just a wonderful event.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we've got some nice events planned. We always kick the day off with the KP Jazz Ensemble. And, for those of you, you read about it in the paper all the time, winning all of these different contests and competitions. But get there and listen to them, right up there, good and close. That's fantastic.
They were national champions a year ago. And this is something we don't realize until we put it down on paper and say, we have this wonderful jazz band right here in our own community.
Then we got Kathy Ryan.
Yes. Kathy and her dancers have been coming to the event and providing entertainment for years. I wonder how many generations that has been, who have now become first dancers, then parents, mothers, fathers, who can now watch their children and grandchildren do the same thing.
She's been with us the entire 20 years. Yep. And then we have Henry the Juggler, who does a great act that the kids always enjoy. And we've got a whole bunch of kids games. We've got musical chairs, which I find to me that's one of the most just exhilarating events to watch a bunch of kids do.
Absolutely.
And I always see that even the nicest kids get really aggressive there, trying to grab those last couple of chairs.
You really see personalities emerge. You do. And then there's the pie eating contest. That's another one where we find out just how aggressive somebody can be.
If I recall, one year, one of our distinguished selectmen took and put his hand on the back of our fire chief and pushed his head into a pie. I thought that was certainly something that was worthwhile looking at.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And we have Mamadou dance troupe, an African dance troupe that's going to be coming and providing some, I think, some insight into a culture that a lot of us are not familiar with seeing on a day-to-day basis.
That's right.
So that should be exciting.
Yeah.
And we have the golf ball drop. And that's always a favorite of mine, Frank.
I love that. Just to see one of our firemen go to the top of the ladder with a bucket of balls, and to think that when you drop those, one ball will come down and the closest one to the stick will provide maybe $2,000 worth of prizes.
Yep.
Great fun.
And the winner gets half.
Yeah.
So that's been a successful. Even last year when we rained out, we still had the golf ball drop in the rain. Okay. And then this year, Frank, we also have inspirations.
Yes, that's a middle school group, isn't it, Don?
Yeah, it is. And
Yeah.
I believe they're kind of an inspirational youth band, okay, that it's 5 or 6, I believe it's young ladies from the middle school. And they've got quite a following, so we're excited to have them perform.
That's wonderful. The musical tradition that exists in the town has grown every year, and to get to see it at Community Day is great fun.
And of course, something we started 2 years ago, which has really grown, is the art contest.
Yes, yes. We have an awful lot of artists in the community, and to see them at a young age, you can watch their development to the point where at some point in the future, they'll be hanging their work in the library, which has wonderful exhibits. But it's a continuation, and you've got to start early.
Well, I know that all of the grades 1 through 6 are participating, that we've had the full involvement of the Norfolk school system, and a lot of kids are going to be submitting art to be judged by 3 or 4 judges. I don't know who the judges are, Frank, but and they get some really neat ribbons and recognition for their art, and they get to display it in the library. And so we're really anxious to see that. The judging is done the morning of Community Day, and then all the winners will be all laid out there, and usually we do that in the bus garage just in case there's any drizzle so it doesn't affect the artwork.
It's fast becoming one of the most popular parts of Community Day.
True, and then we have a silent auction. One of the ways we offset the costs of Community Day is we have a silent auction, and we have many different organizations in Norfolk which generously donate different types of things that you can bid on, from prices from $5 on up. And in addition, we are going to have all types of games. We're going to have big bouncy things for the kids to run through and slide on. We're going to have different types of, one thing where I think the kids kind of battle to knock each other off, okay? I don't know what all these things are called. And of course, moonwalks, okay? We'll have moonwalks.
And my favorite part of the whole day is the very end, when the fire department foams up a whole half acre and the kids get to run and slide in the foam. You hear squeals of laughter and shouts of joy. It's just as liberating as anything I've ever seen for children. If anybody wants to take pictures of children in action, that's the time to do it.
Absolutely.
With the sun shining on them, it's just wonderful, just a wonderful...
And we should remind viewers, this is non-toxic foam, okay, that's used. And if you haven't been there, come down, and especially if it's a nice warm day, okay, as we always do it at the end of the day, because if they get wet, then, they can go
right
home.
off and go right home.
Absolutely.
Yeah. terrific way to end the event.
Absolutely. So this is turning into just a spectacular day again this year. We're looking forward to it. We have a number of sponsors that make this day possible, because there's a lot of money and time that goes in the preparation of the day, which can't be recovered. And we want to thank, and some of those that we just want to mention are, first of all, Holmes Transportation, okay, Dedham Savings Bank, Dunkin' Donuts, Foxborough Federal Savings, 1776 Financial Services, Roach Brothers, Cronin Oil, Norfolk Cultural Council, Dover Trucking, Manual Baptist Church, Stop and Shop, State Representative Ross, Dan Winslow, okay.
Absolutely.
State Senator Ross, Environmental Partners Group, Sneed Retirement Counseling, Eco Structures, Prudential Page Realty, Transit Seating, Norfolk Community League. I can go on and on and on with the people who have supported this day in the past and help us in terms of providing some money as a sponsorship so that we can make this day an annual event in the town.
And finally, from my standpoint, I'd like to invite you all to come. Please come. See what it's like to live in a small town and enjoy the aspects of living in a small town. And this is one of them. Absolutely.
And I did forget to mention the fire department, who cooked not only hot dogs and hamburgers, but I think sausages.
And they provide the foam.
And they provide the foam. So we want to thank the Norfolk Fire Department. Come on down, Saturday, June 9th, 11:30
to 4.
See you there.
Right.
Okay. Thanks, Frank.